many flags? Damn.
because only the champs of Border Wars. Oh, Bill Haney in the place to be. What up, Bill?
What up? What up? What up?
BH, what's the word?
Hey, 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 Danny. Ring walk Danny.
How you
You
feeling,
know what I
champ?
mean? And this,
How are you?
the
How are you?
boxing voice, the voice of the people. You dig what I'm saying? Where if you got it on your mind, you can come get it off. You dig? Because it's no holds barred over here. Thank you all for having me in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat and everybody in worldwide that's going to catch it in syndication. You dig? What's up, Ness?
What up, Bill? Man, it's been a minute, man. I'm shocked, man. I thought we was gonna have you all up in Blue Wire, man, causing some good
Some
old
havoc.
fashioned breaking news.
Well, you know what? All I say is, because I'm always in the chat. I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? I'm a part of the movement. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And really, they trying to make this shit like it's Einstein when it's really Charlie Brown. You know what I mean? And you break it all the way down, you dig, and you got Devin, who has what does he have, Ness? The lightweight crown. You dig? And shout out to Ryan Garcia, Marcito, Gesta, who will be making a fight. You have Tank Davis, who also is fighting um, Garcia. It's the first Garcia.
Hector Lewis
What's his name?
Garcia.
What's his first name?
Hector.
Hector Garcia. I don't want to mispronunciate his name or anything. Um, but, shout out to what they're doing because it's a lot of smoke in or around the lightweight, junior welterweight division. Everybody must agree. But where there's smoke,
There's
Devin is
fire.
the fire. You dig what
Mm.
I'm saying? And I always say it's something great that's going on around in sports and around in boxing right now. And then there's something special. And Devin is the something special. So without, it wouldn't be me being me if I don't come up and salute what's going on because, those are all some great fights. They're all stepping stones. They're all stepping stones to ultimately being uh, the biggest showdown, and that's Devin with any of them, and inshallah, we're able to handle our business with that Ukrainian bad boy himself, no other than Lomachenko,
When
who
that's
who
going
has
down, BH?
huh?
I said, when is that going down?
Well, listen, even if I knew the date, which I don't, I wouldn't be at liberty because that's not part of my job. But one thing that I can say is that the Lomachenko team and Top Rank and our team, Devin them, are working together to make it happen. When and where, I don't know.
Um, would it be, or are you guys considering Ramadan at all? Because I know that's coming in, late spring. So is that something that you and Devin are considering Ramadan and hopefully getting the fight off before Ramadan uh initiates?
Absolutely, and that was one of the things that I can somewhat not 100% rule out, but I kind of lean more to it being in the United States because of the time factor of actually having it in the Middle East
Mm.
before Ramadan, and it's key that the Devon fights before Ramadan than after, um, because it's just it's more longer for him to be at lightweight. It's just a lot of things that are playing into that, and then him being able to fight twice next year, so on and so forth. So we would like to be consistent with what everyone has been saying is that Devin will be fighting in the early part of the first quarter.
So the Loma fight is a done deal.
Well, in boxing, it ain't nothing no done deal until the two fighters are actually in the ring. We have learned that in boxing, right? Um, I'm like I said, when the announcement comes down, you know what I mean. I'm going to reach out to you, but you probably will been and already got it.
So what's going on, man? Because everybody's like, "Yo, have you seen the video? Have you seen the video?" And I did start to watch it where it was just you and Shakur. I didn't watch it long enough to see Devin join. According to boxing, though, Devin joined that conversation. But last I heard, Shakur was asking you guys to have Loma step aside and for the two of you or the three of you to walk to Top Rank and try to make that fight. And that fight being Haney, Shakur, Stevens. What's going on with that? And yeah, why that unfold the way that it did?
You know what? Um, I think you have channels and you have platforms that we in the business and athletes we make ourselves available for. Sometimes narratives are created that are not true or inconsistent with what the agenda is of the fighters, right? I'm like, right, you can call me up anytime, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here in these streets um with our business. The Shakur fight and Devin fight, they said that fight will happen when when they announce it, when they talk about it. They talk between each other, and that's what it is. And I don't want to confuse that with anything else. Um, the Lomachenko fight was what we went and got in the ring to do. That's what they're doing. If Top Rank decides that it's not Lomachenko and they want it to be Shakur Stevenson, then that's what it will be. If Shakur Stevenson or Jay Prince or anybody from their team that we highly respect uh, reaches out to Top Rank and or us to make something happen that's different with than the Lomachenko and Top Rank and ESPN and everybody is for it, then that's the fight. But we've been consistent with Top Rank that we want the biggest and the best fight that Top Rank and the world has to offer at 135 pounds to not only solidify Devin has having the crown, going over to Australia and defending the crown, but actually coming back now and then giving the opportunity to the best fighter in the lightweight division.
So Danny seems to think that it's going to be a lost opportunity if this fight doesn't happen in the Middle East. He seems to believe that if you
But but
guys could
Ness,
beat
but Ness,
Loma
before
in the
we
Middle
but,
East,
Hold on.
but Ness, before we go back to that, the one thing that I say in defense of that I never ever ever and let the record reflect, I am not looking past Lomachenko. I believe that Igis Klimas has did a wonderful job with him. I believe that uh, Papachenko has done a wonderful job with Loma, the whole Ukrainian team, uh, their country, and the resiliency that they've shown towards their opposition being Russia, and their support for their Ukrainian, their dear brother Vasyl Lomachenko. I never ever, and I'm not in a million years looking past that towards any other narrative other than what Bob Arum described as being his best signee ever. Uh, call call my mom on my phone. Brian, here, pass it to my mom. Hello?
yep,
Hello?
we hear you, Bill.
Hello? Hello?
We
Yo,
hear
we
you.
hear
We
you,
hear you.
Bill.
Bill, did you turn the camera off or something? Did he go? Oh yeah, he dropped off.
Damn.
Bill, you there?
Well, bear with us as
Okay, there we
What's
go.
there we go.
we back?
You got me?
Yep,
We
yep.
got you.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. I will never think that Lomachenko is not what Bob Arum described as his best signee. And when you talk about who he signed and who he's been a part of, the Sugar Ray Leonards and I mean, the list goes on. What must we talk about him? He described him as being close to Ali. Well, one thing that we know is that Ali was notorious for the big comeback, the big payback, and we're nobody to step on, to lay in the cut, downplay the fight, and then make the big payback, the big comeback on. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
we're 100% focused on Lomachenko. And the thing that I said is, if he's dead and he's not who they said he is, then he was nothing that Bob Arum described. Lomachenko started his career in 2013. Devin started his career in 2015. We're talking about 2 years. Now, we also talk about an amateur that you take a lot of time to develop to be a grown man. And he had the time to grow to be who he is, to go through ups and downs, to be the fighter that they're banking on the comeback story. And I understand that. But I'm letting the people know I am focused.
BH, that being said, I know Ness wanted to bring up just because I do believe that the fight with Lomachenko in the Middle East would be huge. Obviously, the Muslim community is the biggest in the world, and they're huge in the Middle East, and I think that would have been huge, not just for the Muslim community, but for Devin's career. That being said, though, you're saying obviously the priority is to get the fight off before Ramadan begins. Is there locations here in the U.S. that have been spoke about, or
Well, the thing about being a great partner.
I'm listening?
Oh, okay. I know Ness. The thing
My
about
bad, my bad. I gotta learn that I'm crossing your camera. Apologies.
yeah, Ness. Shit.
Fucking
You know
dickhead.
what I mean? I expected that out of you back in the days, but I mean, you guys been so professional around here lately. It threw me off. You know? Yeah, it threw me off. You dig?
Word.
Yeah. So
Apologies.
okay, so getting back, yeah, I like that view right there. There you go. Now, getting back to what Lomachenko represents before we go, and that is that whether it be Shakur Stevenson, whether it be Zepeda, whether it be Devin, it's the best guy at the lightweight division. Do we not believe? So if Devin didn't fight Lomachenko, Shakur would fight him. If Devin fights Lomachenko, who could Shakur fight that's better than Lomachenko in the lightweight division? And that's why I say that
Fair point.
it's one last fight.
Tank, but he not available.
Well, of course, yeah, yes, sir, yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're talking about the fight that we promoting Tank and what they doing, and maybe because once you already said that you got some business, and once you get through with your business, then we could potentially do business. Well, then that's enough. Now we got to get to business and get through our business so we can potentially do some future business. And that's where I come in at. I'm celebrating the fact that I see a lot of smoke when I know I got the fire. You know.
So you brought up the Middle East stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but listen, Ness. This is very spontaneous. I come on, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to come on and say hello. And I want to do that official that you was talking about on Friday when we can sit down and dissect everything, and take our time. Because I just happen to just want to come in and celebrate the lightweight division and what's going on, and actually, let everybody know that, as far as I know, the team Lomachenko and Team Dev, they doing everything to make that fight happen as well.
what's your thoughts on Ryan's opponent?
He was going to be an opponent of ours, though we have looked at him at one time. You see what I'm saying? It's everybody that you looked at coming up. You already know all the guys, so you would have fought them, and it was times for you to fight them. But as the world champion and having all the belts, like I said with Dev, there's nowhere that you can look and say they're all fighters and they all want to be in the position that you're in. So they're all the same fights to me, the same opportunities, the same guys that's gonna come. Like, who would have thought George Kambosos was coming as hard as he came at Teofimo Lopez? Then who would have thought Teofimo Lopez came as hard as he was gonna come at at uh, at
Lomachenko.
Lomachenko, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Then Devin came back hard twice on George Kambosos. You know what I mean? And just dominated him in a way that So that's what we love about the sport of boxing. Um, and we're looking forward to inshallah a great 2023. Looks like it.
Considering the factors that Devin's wanting to fight before Ramadan and this possibly being Devin's last fight theoretically, let's say for some reason Loma ends up not being able to compete. Does Devin move on to 140 or accept a late replacement fight? Uh, in your opinion, what do you guys do?
Well, this is the last hurrah. We had four kings, which was Tank Davis, who's in the WBA. Um, we have, and he had an opportunity with the WBA to not do the fight that he's doing and enforce the mandatory, which would have meant Devin would have, because they wanted to make only one champion. That for him to fight that guy, that meant Devin remains the WBA super champion by, just by default with no contest. So he would then go to the WBA and pick somebody. One thing that we went to the WBA and we went to all the sanctioning bodies and said that we're comfortable fighting Lomachenko. We're comfortable fighting him because you don't even. I mean, he's the number one rated guy, and he's the guy that's saying that his dream is to be undisputed. So it was kind of clear cut, clean cut, just business. They knew that we have always been wanting to fight them. We always knew the guys. Everybody knows everybody's number. Everyone said that if just like with Lou DiBella, that if the fight is going to happen, everyone knows who to call. Everyone has each other's numbers. So, for all intent and purposes, like I said, I don't have anything to say bad about Lomachenko's team because I think that they're working at making the fight happen next.
And where do you think that fight's gonna take place?
Um, you know, it's the earth is our turf. You know what I mean? We would have accepted it in the Middle East and loved it and been blessed and just been grateful if it would have been in the Middle East. Um, we went to Australia. Dev is a world champion. He's a champion of the people of the world. So anywhere, you know what I mean? It doesn't make a difference. Of course, the place that we would love to go make it happen at is Oakland. You know what I mean? And that's something that
The
we've been
oracles.
wrestling with. We've
The
been wrestling with, but maybe taking it to Oakland right now. You know what I'm saying? Or waiting and taking somebody else there.
Bill, they're saying I'm in your pocket. I'm letting you get away with it. You said Shakur could be next. Now you're saying this is Devin's last hurrah. You said
No,
y'all can make the Shakur fight. Now I'm letting you get away with
yeah,
saying that Shakur has to wait.
yeah. Ness, you understand that
But can
people
you make that fight
listen.
now if you wanted?
Um,
I mean, just to answer them, can you somehow go to Bob and say we don't want to fight Loma, we want to fight Shakur?
um, everyone can go to Bob and say all the things that they want to say. We can go and say whatever that we want to say to Bob about making the fight. Um, Ultimately, we have a few people right here that's saying that Shakur is the guy, right? And then we have people that's saying Lomachenko is the guy. And we have Lomachenko saying he's the guy. And what I said is, respectfully, is we answer the bell to it, whether it's Lomachenko, whether it's Shakur, and it's the best fighter in the world next. And
Okay,
guess
but
what? And guess what? No, no,
but
no. And guess what?
according to the
And guess what?
public, you told Shakur he could be next, but you're saying today that it would be the last hurrah. So is a Shakur
No,
fight
no.
not possible at 135?
Is it? Possible at what? What do you mean? Is it possible at 135?
Is a Shakur Devin Haney fight possible at 35?
Oh no, the fight is possible that it's going to happen just like they said that it was going to happen, and the weight that it's going to happen won't be determined by me, won't be dictated by me. It will be ultimately decided by the two guys that came on the joint.
Devin and Shakur, you're
Shakur,
saying?
yeah, yes, sir.
But for you and Devin, doesn't it make more sense to defend the belts rather than fight them at 40 for no belts?
Well, once you have a belt, you automatically have an opportunity to fight to go to be champion, the champion, the champion, and that was the difference where, with Shakur when he didn't necessarily make weight and or wasn't able to make weight, didn't become a champion. What we don't want to do is we're not dropping the belts. We're going to defend the belts or take the belts and then go up to 140 and challenge for to become world champion as well.
So are you going to challenge Regis, the WBC champion, or are you going to
No,
challenge Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall winner, WBO champion, or
I
or,
like
or
I like Regis.
okay.
Because the WBC, we have a relationship. We've been in the WBC. The WBC is something that, in Regis, and you know what I mean. And that's something that I think would be good in Oakland.
That's the second call out in less than a week for Regis. You think you guys could lock Regis in? You know he is with Probellum. Bob Arum has been public saying he will not deal with Probellum.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, it's it's a unique situation that Devin is in, right? With the fighters and things that we have to do to fight certain fighters, and we're in the situation that our partners understand that certain people that they don't work with and don't do stuff that if we need to make moves, then we got to make moves, um, and that's just the way that it is. But hopefully, like I said, we have a great relationship with Top Rank and ESPN and what we're doing, and just off the cusp, you asking me about who do I like at 140 that has belts. But ultimately, we get through this next fight with Lomachenko, and you don't know how the landscape is looking because I think it's something that in the IBF do they have an IBF champion as well?
No, the
Nah, it's
IBF is
vacant.
vacant right now.
Yeah, IBF. I've heard someone say something about that. But the WBC is something that Devin has been in, and fighting for an eliminator to Regis Prograde or an actual Regis Prograde fight is something in our wheelhouse of what we do.
Come on,
Now,
Bill.
I've
What do you mean fighting for an eliminator? You're the undisputed champ, the
no. What I'm
WBC
saying is
and the
no.
franchise. Mauricio should
I know
not
you didn't let
put
me
you
you
in
didn't
an
let me
eliminator.
you, no, you didn't let me finish. Well, an interim. You know what I said. When you say interim titles, the interim titles, the regular titles, and all the other stuff. Now, what when you talk about not being able to do things, we've never went through the WBA or the IBF or the WBO, right? We were the WBC, and then we won,
You were the WBC, then what?
and then we won the belts. Then we won the belts. I
So
just
you're
went to
saying
the
you have
WBA.
more of a relationship with them?
Well, yeah, because I just went to the WBA convention. We went to the WBA convention, and
Well, you're going. That one doesn't
no,
start till five
no, we
days.
went to we went to no, we went to the WBO convention. Went to the WBO convention. The WBA, Devin has spoken with the WBA president, and he met with him and got his belt and all that other stuff in New York. So,
They have Devin confirmed being in Orlando, Florida in the next 5 days.
hmm hmm hmm
So y'all
yes,
going or just Dev?
yeah. One, somebody is gonna go there. Either Dev or us or somebody from DHP will be
Come
there.
on. You got to text me on the side because if it's Dev, then I'm making a trip. If it's just somebody, I'm
Last
Hey,
I'm
no,
time,
keeping my
yo,
ass out.
hey,
Orlando.
no, hey,
You had
Hey,
last
me
time
waiting for you
BH,
in
no,
Mexico,
last
man.
time BH called me like, yo,
Yo,
I need you to go up there.
I had poor
And
Danny in Acapulco airport talking about, yo, Dev getting here at 1. I need you to get this homecoming shot in Acapulco airport. Come on.
Hey man, tell them we work at the conventions. Ness, would you tell the people we
Yeah, that
work
was
together
crazy.
at the
Shout out to
conventions?
Don Majeski. So listen,
Yeah.
what do you feel about if Rolly beats Alberto Puello for that WBA belt? Does that then become a person of interest, or Rolly still would need to do more?
No, Dev, he's always maintains that he wants to be in the biggest fights. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like I said, as for me, just calling today and looking at it, right? I'm like, this dude Lomachenko, we gonna handle our business with him, man. We're gonna handle our business. Really, I've been focused on him. All the other guys, who's better than Lomachenko?
That's available.
I mean, it's arguable. Shakur, man. Loma's on the
Okay, Shakur.
backside, Shakur's on the upside.
Okay, and who else?
I mean, the other people that are not available.
Yeah, I think the only other person you could argue is Tank, and he ain't available.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's why I think that, you know
I
what I
mean,
mean.
Sabril Mati is definitely a dark. Well, that's 40. That's 40.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'll be
That's
a
why Ness. I
problem.
don't really think it's really nothing to talk about other than a great fight. And the Super Bowl in the lightweight division, Lomachenko and Devin.
So you think the Super Bowl is Loma and Devin?
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like Loma made it to the Super Bowl because of a bye, and I don't even know that sport.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. And that, you know what? And that's the thing about those sports is, if you had it your way, your favorite team would be in the Super Bowl every year, and that's just the way that it goes. You have people that's Loma fans, and then you have people that's Shakur fans. You have people that's Haney fans. You know what I mean? And they'll argue back and forth the two. You know what I'm saying? Um, at the end of the day, Devin is going to stand tall and defend them against them all.
For sure, for sure. Well, Bill, man, I will not keep you any longer. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us and
We'll
proving
see you Friday.
proving me right that my interview link works. So we look forward to having you on more frequently. And we
Man,
still
listen.
would
No,
love to
no,
see
listen.
you Thursday in studio, man.
What is it, Thursday or is it Friday?
It's Thursday because Danny
Thursday.
got Bernie Human scheduled Friday. I was trying to get his guest bump, but he like holding strong.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, man. Shout out to everything that you guys are doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean. You are the voice of the people. And if you think I'm bullshitting, come out in these streets. You know what I'm saying. And don't just leave it on the fans and leave it on the chat. Can we hear it from the people that's really making it happen?
Hmm.
Because I know who the who's who and who these Ville are. I don't want to argue with the people and what they say, bump our gums and do all that. You know what I mean? When I tell you that Devin Haney is the king of the lightweight division and the fight is the Super Bowl is him and Lomachenko, best to believe it. And stay tuned, and you're going to hear the date, time, and place. Thank you for having me.
Right here on the Boxing Voice. Thank you,
Right
BA.
here on the Boxing Voice. You dig what I'm saying? The voice of the people.
The voice of the
All
people.
right. Bill, man,
All
we
right. Peace.
appreciate you
As
as always,
always.
man. Thank you
As
for
All
always.
joining
good.
us.
All good.
There
Peace.
you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Haney.
What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1,000,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000,000. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.